What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Sane, and I am going to talk about my kind of plan going ahead with my Golden Deer Maddening run, which I'm going to do. It's not going to be yet, because first off, I'm going to do my weird class run to get a couple skills and just try a couple things before I go into Maddening. Um, but that's going to be the church route. I am planning right after that, I'm going to do a Golden Deer Maddening run. It's my first Maddening run of 3 houses. I have done a hard mode run of 3 houses. I did Crimson Flower on hard mode. It was hard, but I feel like I had such good units that I just took care of it. Because I had Empress, Empress Edelgard, Sweet Everything. My Swordsmaster and Enlightened one, Byleth, was very strong. I had a Wyvern Lord Petra, which is so good. Paladin Ferdinand, which was so good. Dark Bishop Dark Knight for Hubert, who was so good. My Dorothea was a warlock Grimmery, and she was very, very strong. She was actually a lot stronger than I thought she was. Like especially early games, she came in clutch. Like she was really, really good. I had Lysithia's Valkyrie, and she was disgusting, like absolutely disgusting. Such a stupidly good character. Linhardt was a fine healer, didn't really do much for me. I had Bernadetta as a bow knight. She was great. I mean, for she she was good. She was a good bow knight. She was a good class. Pretty much everything like that. Um, but I haven't done a maddening run yet, and I've watched a lot of videos on maddening run. And so I was like, you know what? I want to get some content out too, especially for 3 houses, because it's still a fairly relevant game. It's the only Fire Emblem game that's been out recently, and so I said, you know what? I want to take a crack at a maddening run. I want to do it myself. I want to see what it's all about. And I've been really wanting to play Golden Deer route again, so I was like, you know what, let's just do both. Let's just do Golden Deer Maddening Run. I know that the Golden Deer is actually one of the harder routes to do Maddening on. I believe the easiest ones are Blue Lions and Crimson Flower. I know the Church route is the hardest one because you don't get a Lord. And I think Golden Deer, as far as I know, the Golden Deer is the second hardest. Or I could be that Crimson Flower was actually the second hardest. I can't remember which one it is, but um, I think it's Crimson Flower early game is. It's just the Black Eagle House early game is the hardest, but then late game Gold Deer might be a little harder. I know that the final chapter is probably gonna kick my ass. That map is so cool, but oh my god, there's so many good units there. That's probably gonna be a pain in the ass, but I've been planning out my Manning run. I really want to I like to theory craft a lot of my free time, especially with my favorite games, and Fire Emblem 3 Houses has been on my mind as of late, all the time. So I've just been theory crafting, looking at videos, looking at other builds, looking at other class or other streamers, other content creators, other players, team dynamics, team builds, all that stuff like that. And I've been putting together my own team in my head and on paper, and I have this document to kind of place all my thoughts down, kind of present it. So I'm going to present my current plan. This is subject to change because I'm doing one more run before I do this. So, it might be a little bit until I actually do this Manning run. But yeah, this is my current thoughts on it. Can I get take one, I guess? My current team 1.0 of Golden Deer Maddening run. And this is what I've got. I've spent a good amount of hours thinking about this. Just, a combination at work while I'm driving around, while I'm at home doing mindless things. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So me, so I want to say I like to use only as many units as I can take to the final chapter. That is how I like to play a game. I don't like to overuse units because I feel like if I use too many units, I take away the training that I can give my units that I'm gonna have stick around for the whole game. So I like to plan my team around for 3 houses specifically, and pretty much every game, like around 12, or less, 12 or less. And I will, yeah, for 3 houses specifically, I believe it's 11 characters I can take to the final chapter. Is that right? Actually, what am I doing? I'm spacing I'm pretty sure it's 11, but I'm spacing this. I don't know how to type on keyboard, so ignore everything you just saw. Spoiler alert. Part 2. There we go. Full and zoomed on. How many characters? 10 others. So I've got 12. So there actually is one more unit I can bring. That's fun to know. I'll kind of brainstorm that. I'll kind of keep thinking about that. Right now I've got 11 people on my team. So I've got one more I can take. I like that actually. I think that gives me some freedom. I can decide on probably another mage. Honestly, I'm probably thinking of a mage. Is my first idea. Maybe another archer? No. No. What am I talking about? It's either going to be a mage or a fortress knight, depending on how I take one character, because there's one character who's going to kind of two different things. So I've got one character slot open, I guess. Which I will do one more spot. I might also use somebody like Catherine just for the whole game. I'm planning on using characters like Catherine and Seth and Shamir kind of to help me out in some of the earlier chapters. But no, Catherine could actually be a character that I take all the way through. Well, who knows? I'm gonna keep my eye. I'm gonna keep looking. I'm gonna keep thinking about this one, but I at least know that there's one more slot. But here is my whole team so far. I'm gonna go over my whole team so far. So first off, I'm going with Byleth female. Byleth female, and I'm gonna take her down the Falcon Knight class route. I'm gonna take her. I'm going female to female Byleth. Here we go. Familia. So I'm going to take her down. She's not really proficient of flying, whatever, or lances, whatever. I don't have to get that. I'll just, I'll do as much professor training as I can, specifically in like I do as much professor training as I can to get everything up pretty much. And every run I ever do with Byleth, like whatever free time I've got, I'll do whatever training I can for Byleth. Like at the monastery, professor leveling or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll have Byleth go into a couple things just to get things up so I can help recruitments in New Game Plus, also so I can help multi-class Byleth in my new playthroughs. So I've already got flying a little bit, I think like to C or something, and lances up to like C. So I feel like it's doable. I can just New Game Plus it. I'm gonna use New Game Plus for this. I'm playing Maddening for the first time. I'm gonna do it the easier way. Spoilers. I'm doing it the easy way. I'm gonna try to beat Maddening the easy way. So I can get her there pretty well. I know that Byleth. I see a lot of Maddening runners, a lot of YouTubers use Falcon Knight Byleth, and it seems like I've kind of seen the proof of why it's so good. I've kind of theory crafted my exact build for her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my Byleth, my female Byleth, as good of a dodge tank as I can make her. So I'm going to give her stuff like Alert Stance Plus, which gives her plus 30 avoid whenever I choose to wait for the action. Sword Prowess, which is going to give another plus 20 avoid if I have the sword out. Authority Prowess, just so I can get really good gambits off. Byleth is going to be one of my main gambit users. I'm also planning out who my main gambit users are. I've got 4 right now. All who are kind of different classes and going to be in different spots kind of on my army. Gonna be so I've got like some frontliners who've got it. I've got one backliner. I've got one kind of like midliner. I want to say like mid gonna be like going front and back, jumping around. So I've got plenty of flexibility with my gambits. That's something I'm planning out now because I know gambits are gonna be huge in Maddening. So Byleth's gonna be one of my main gambit users. I feel like I can use a gambit, and then get her on a forest or something with Kanto. Really just play like forest and play good terrain as a flyer. So she can really take hold of Alert Stance Plus, all of the avoid that I get from being a flyer and from having sword prowess. And then I'm probably going to give her two of the 3 of either sword fair. Either I'll get my sword all the way up so I can get her sword fair for more damage. Otherwise, I might do Darting Blow just for better attack speed, just so I have the chance to actually double something, because I feel like Violet's one of the only characters who could probably double in Maddening mode, um, or also just not get doubled. So Darting Blow is going to be one I'm using, and then I want to use Duelist Blow as well to give me some more avoid while I attack. And I might actually switch around to Duelist Blow and Alert Stance. I might play with those and see just how it's working. If I really don't want to wait with Byleth, then I might use Duelist Blow and take the fact that, okay, maybe I'm not getting as much of avoid for this many people, but I'm also getting more avoid when I just go and attack. So I'm going to play around with a couple of these skills, but this is basically my main skill set. I'm not really going to worry about Lance Fair. I'm not really going to worry about Lance prowess because I'm not really going to use Lances. I mean, I'll use Javelins for range a couple times, but I'm also going to... I mean, Byleth's Sword of the Creator has range itself. And Levin Sword and stuff like that, so I've got abilities for range. I'm probably going to keep like one Javelin around, especially early game, just to have some kind of range. Maybe keep the Javelin, use Tempest Lance, just, for more damage, something like that. So, really not going to use Javelins a bunch. My whole role is just going to be a mobile dodge tank and get some good gambits off and be able to fly around the map and get gambits off where I need them. In case, like, my healer is going to die or somebody's going to die, so I can go and gambit them, stop those units from moving around. So Byleth's going to be kind of like a cop-out in a way. I want Byleth to really carry me through this game as much as I can. I feel like a dodge tank build is probably just one of the best builds I can do for her specifically. Now I'm doing Byleth female because I'm going to be using Sylvain because he's my favorite unit and he's stupid broken. He's such a good unit. So that's the whole reason I'm using Byleth female. If I was using Byleth male, I'd probably take a War Master route and just make him like a killer. But I feel like it's not really as useful for me on this team as well. I feel like I'd rather have a dodge tank, flyer, gambit user who can get all around the map in Byleth. So I'm going to be using female Byleth. Next up is Claude, main lord. Obviously, Byleth and Claude are the two required units, so obviously use them. And Claude's also going to be pretty similar to how I'm going to be using Byleth. Is kind of a mobile main gambit user, while also Byleth is going to be a little bit more frontliney. Claude's going to be frontliney too, but he's also going to be more in and out using Kanto to kind of attack from range because he's really good with bows and really abuse his power of bows because bows are so good. But I'm also going to give him axes. Specifically early game, I think he's going to be really nice to have axes with. I can make him a sniper, give him hit plus 20 for a while, or make him an archer, get hit plus 20 in there so he can use his axes up close. Abuse the fact that he's got good physical stats like strength, speed, dex, and defense are all good. Keep him on the front lines, give him an axe, let him do damage, give him death blow. And then eventually, once he gets to flyer, I'll give him alert stance plus. I'll really, then I'll be able to, I feel like I'll be able to pull him off the front lines more and let him be like kind of a mobile tank, but a mobile killer. He's flexible, he can do a lot. So I'm going to give him stuff like bow prowess, death blow, close counter, or axe prowess. I'm probably going to switch that around depending on the map and depending on what's going on. I think I'm going to certify him into Wyvern Rider and Wyvern Lord along with Barbarossa because he auto promotes into Barbarossa. So I think I can just have him focusing on flying an axe. And then he'll just kind of auto get his bow and everything. I've already done a Golden Deer route too, so I can new game plus his bow and authority rank up if I need to, flying rank as well. So I think I'll be fine to do. So I think it's gonna be it'll be easy to get his proficiencies up to where I want them to be. He's just really good. It's just Claude. We all know how good Claude is, and I think him being able to switch between Barbarossa and Wyvern Lord is just gonna be really nice for good flexibility, good versatility. I can choose whether I need to use bows or axes more. I'll throw in bow crit. I feel like that's what I should actually have here, is bow crit / axe crit, depending on what's happening. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do regular stance and then close counter / bow, probably bow crit. I don't think I can use close counter as much. And then it'll be axe crit, and instead of bow prowess, it might be axe prowess, depending on if he's a Wyvern Lord or if he's a Barbarossa at the time. So I'm gonna really play with multi-classing with him and really play with the map. If he has the ability, if it's like a route map, then I'm most likely gonna have him do something like, or if it's like a route map and I really want his mobility, then I'm gonna keep him as a Barbarossa, let him attack from range. If it's like a defend map, then I'd probably put him as a Wyvern Lord and slap him on the front lines. Even like unmount him, dismount him, and just slap him at a choke point and let him just stay there and do really good with Zax. So that's kind of my. He's gonna be like a map by map type character for me. Next up is Hilda, who is also going to be a Wyvern Lord and the third flyer of my team. So these are my 3 flyers. Is Byleth, Claude, and Hilda. They're all gonna be flyers. I've actually got 1 more flyer, so I lied. I'm gonna run 4 flyers. Is it smart? Kinda. I don't know. We'll see. So what I'm gonna do with Hilda is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm going to be doing with Hilda is one thing. Killing. She's gonna be a frontliner. She's going to be one of the main units who sits up front. Is ready to take on a lot of enemies. Hilda is Hilda. She's a really strong. She's so good at killing things. She's really good in the front line. She's a great Wyvern Lord. Does a lot of damage. She's super, super, super good. Hilda's a really good unit. She's gonna be up there. Like I don't think there's really anything more I have to talk about. She's supposed to be a Wyvern Lord. Like that's her best class for sure. Everyone pretty much agrees on that. I'm just gonna really boost all of his skills. I'm just gonna give her as much killing power as possible. I'm gonna have Death Blow. I'm gonna have Axe Prowess, Darting Blow to get her increase her attack speed. Give her Axe Crit, and then my last one's probably gonna be either Alert Stance or Aegis. Depending on how much Dex she has, I don't know if I want to use Aegis or not. If she's got really good Dex, then I'll give her Aegis so that she can sometimes resist bows and magic, but it also doesn't have a consistent trigger rate really. So Alert Stance might be better there, especially if I give her Alert Stance and just have her like dismount. So then she's really dodgy, so she can get dodgy. So I'm gonna play with those 2, just kind of see what works better. I've already got plenty of dodge tanks, so Alert Stance might not be necessary, and it might be better to run Aegis, especially if I give her a good enough dexterity. Like I'm gonna be feeding her pretty much all of my dexterity, like stat boosters and stuff like that. So hopefully that works out for me well. If not, then I've got Alert Stance. I mean, there's plenty of other skills I can use here, so I'm not worried about it at all. Leonie, she's also going to be a simple sniper bow knight. I feel like this is like exactly what Leonie always does. Some people make her a paladin. I've already got that covered with somebody else. She's really good. She's got really good combat arts, bow combat arts like point blank volley. I'm gonna give her. She's gonna have hunter's volley when she's a sniper. I'm gonna have her jump between sniper and bow knight. Bow knight so she can get a little bit better use of her out of lances, and I can put her on the front lines. Kind of the same thing with Claude, where I can put her on the bow knight if I need her to be on the front lines more, because she's got really good physical stats. I'll put her out there. But other than that, she's gonna be like a mobile sniper, killing from a distance. She's very very nice unit. She's gonna be a lot like Claude, but more grounded, I guess. So I'm gonna have bow prowess, death blow, bow crit, all stuff like that. And then for my last 2 skills, I'm gonna do some kind of combo of Aegis, because I'm probably gonna let her go to paladin. I might actually be paladin over bow knight. I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna do this. Sniper slash bow knight slash paladin, because I actually might put her in paladin so that she can get lance prowess and lance fair instead of bow knight. I feel like that might be a little bit better to run with. Bow knight does have really good growths, or like bow knight's still a really good class too, so I could put her there. So I'll kind of have her jump between the 3, kind of the same thing with Claude. She's gonna be like the lance version of Claude pretty much for me. So yeah, she's gonna be mobile versatility, pretty straightforward, just a really good unit. And I love the fact that Byleth, Claude, Hilda, Leonie, and 2 more units that are all really good are all free for me. So I'm really actually not putting much investment. I'm putting hardly any investment into recruiting characters for this run, which is really nice. So I can spend a lot of my time in the monastery on meals and on like training Byleth and getting stat boosters and stuff like that. So I think that's really nice. I think it's gonna be really helpful. Next up is Lysithea, the broken one. And I'm just gonna use a build for her that keeps her as far away from combat while still letting her kill everything as possible. I'm really gonna ride out this glass cannon build. She's always squishy. She's always gonna have really bad defense in HP, which is like her one drawback of. That's just the one drawback of using Lysithea. She's really frail, but my God, is she so strong? And she every run, every single run, she's always been like one of the best units, if not the best unit. She's like one of the best, if not the best units in the game. She's by far the best magic user in the game, like no contest, free, without a doubt. I don't. There's no room for argument. There really isn't. Like there really isn't. She's just the best magic user. She's so good. And I'm just gonna really play off the fact that I get Thyrsus for free because I get Lorenz on my team just regardless. He just comes on my team like he's just gonna be there. He's just gonna be there no matter like what. So I don't have to work to get Thyrsus, so she's gonna get it. And she also is the best user with Thyrsus, which is a broken crest. It's a crest. Because she's got Gloucester. She's got the crest of Gloucester, so she can use the Thyrsus the best. She's gonna be a Valkyrie. And I did this. I used her as a Valkyrie in my Crimson Flower run, and she was so devastatingly good. And I was like, you know what, this is her best class. Like this is what she's built. This is what she's built to do. The other class she could be in is Gremmery. She could be a Dark Flyer, I guess. I think Valkyrie's better, but I think Valkyrie's the better class overall than Dark Flyer, personally. So she's gonna be either a Valkyrie or Gremmery. I'll put her in Gremmery if I need to use more Warp and Physic. Like if I need to use her as a healer more, then I'll put her in Gremmery. But she's really gonna be mainly attacker and just hitting from really far back. With Thyrsus, with all the range she gets from Thyrsus, I'm also gonna give her. She gets dark magic range from Valkyrie, and I'm gonna give her another dark magic range just so she can hit from as far back as possible. Like she can hit like 7 spaces away with magic attacks. It's so gross. I'm gonna give her Fiendish Blow to increase her magic power, Reason Prowess to increase her magic to increase her magic damage output. Dark magic range +1. I might give her light magic range +1. I don't feel like I'm going to use light magic as much, so I didn't really think about using that. So I've got Fiendish Blow, and then for my last 2 slots, I'm either going to do something of Authority Prowess. She could be my main. She could be another main Gambit user, but I feel like she's not really going to be in positions that I want her to use Gambits, and I'd rather have her attack. So I don't think I'm going to put Authority Prowess on her. Honestly, I don't know if I want to. And I'll also another thing of Authority Prowess might not actually go on all my units because I know Gambits aren't always the most important to do damage with, and more just get them off. So Authority Prowess is always something I might replace with another skill as I'm playing the game. I just put it here for now because it's a good thing to plan for. So other things I might do is I might use Move to really improve her Canto ability. Like since she's got Canto, and just let her really run up, kill something, and then run back farther and get to safety better. I think a Move +1 might be helpful for that. Otherwise, I'll do Magic +2. Just keep increasing. Just try to really max out her damage, honestly. Like I want to max her damage so that she can one-shot things without having to double. I think that's the most important thing I can do, really. I just let her do as much damage as possible. She's just gonna be a backline, a sharpshooter. I'm calling her a mage sniper. Like that's what she's gonna be. She's gonna be like what Claude and Leone are gonna be, but Claude and Leone need to go to the front. Lysithe's just gonna stay back there going, huh, 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 and then it's like, and then everything dies because Lysithea is so good. So she's getting Thyrsus, like free. She's getting Thyrsus. She should always be using Thyrsus. I mean, you can pass it around, but just give it to Lysithea. And then I can give her something like a guard adjutant too. Like Sethith could be a good guard adjutant to put on Lysithea just so she doesn't die in case she ever gets hit. Because I'm really not giving her. I'm not gonna focus her defenses at all, like at all, pretty much. I'll give her a guard adjutant just so she doesn't get like murdered. Marianne, the last, second to last, Three Houses Golden Deer class unit character. Words. Whew, let's try that again. Marianne, one more Golden Deer unit I'm going to be using. She's going to be my main healer. And what I'm going to be doing with her class is I'm going to have her jump around Dark Flyer and Gremory, I think. Slash also Bishop. She might jump around Bishop. Like if I really need only healing, then I'll probably have her stay as Bishop. Give her Dark Flyer when I want her to do damage, and Gremory can be kind of a mix between the two. I'm really going to focus just I think getting her flying up will get her Alert Stance Plus, which will help her, not get the few times she might get targeted by something, like a long range sniper or something. I think having Alert Stance on her will just be nice. I've got Faith Prowess and Reason Prowess, so I can increase her damage and healing, and her avoid all the stuff like that. Fiendish Blow, so she does more damage. Just increase her magic as much as I can. Kind of do the same thing with Lysithea. Although she's going to be more focused on healing, but she's also going to have more mobility as a Dark Flyer to kind of get in and get out. She won't be able to attack from the same range as Lysithea. That's just not possible. I could make her a Valkyrie, but I feel like she's better as a Dark Flyer. Just get her in the air and let her move around. So I'm going to have, and then for the last few slots, I'm going to do some kind of combination of maybe Transmute. I don't know how useful Transmute would be. I feel like sometimes it could be good. I feel like there's on chapters where there's a lot of magic users, I might let her use Transmute, just so she can go and tank some magic hits and then just get crazy buffs, and get buffs from Transmute and just get really scary and really good. Faith range, if I want to let her use Faith attacks at more range, or Reason attacks, or White Tome Fair if I want to just max her White Tome Fair so I can get her on a Dark Flyer, so I can keep her on Dark Flyer, or Gremory or something, and then let her, her white magic spells be more powerful. Yeah, I'll kind of see what it goes from there. This is something I'm kind of thinking about. I need to clean up a little bit more in the team. I think Marianne is actually one of the weaker points. Not really because, mainly just because I don't have the end, like the final product quite as figured out yet. But I'm really just figuring out the skills, and it's also like she really is going to be mainly a healer, so I think I don't have to worry about her attacking as much, especially when I've got such devastating attackers on the team already. So she's just going to be mainly a healer, mainly support, just do chip damage, stuff like that. The final Golden Deer character that's going to be on my team, Ignatz. Ignatz has been getting a lot of love recently from YouTubers, especially for him on hard mode, because he comes with hit plus 20, and that is just nice. Just being able to get more of a chance to hit things on Maddening mode is gonna be nice. So it's really good early game, while things don't have. He comes with curve shot, and then he's got a good ability to hit. That's gonna be good early game, but his stats drop off fast, and that's the issue with Ignatz. And that's why people don't really like him for too long. Really more early game, but as like mid game and stuff, mid game and end game go, he really starts to drop off, and all he really becomes is just curve shot, hunter's volley as a sniper, nothing more than that. And I don't really want to settle for that. I don't really want to let him just be something simple. I don't want him to fall off. So I'm gonna be doing something a little bit more chaotic, not chaotic, but a little bit more experimental. And I'm gonna make him my dancer. I had Dark Mage on there, but I'm gonna do that more in the experimental run, or in the weird class run. I'm gonna give him Dark Mage for a little bit. But for Ignatz, I'm gonna have him turn into a dancer, so that he can dance, he can special dance, he can buff my other characters, he can keep all the really good ones going. He can help Lysithea strike twice. He can help. He can help me with my triangle attacks, because I'm probably gonna do triangle attacks with Byleth and stuff. Just a dancer. There's nothing I need to explain. He's gonna be a dancer, and then I'm gonna let him use his bow still, so he can do some damage as well. So he'll still be able to do damage, and I'll let him be jumping back and forth between Sniper and Dancer in case I ever want his Hunter's Volley and I really want some more range. Then I'll have him jump back onto Sniper. I'll have him jump between Sniper and Dancer. Maybe I'll give him a sword too. Just I'll let him have sword avoid and give him a sword. And then slap him on a bush or something while he's dancing. Keep him somewhere where he can stay safe, stuff like that. But yeah, once he starts to fall off, that's when I'm gonna really stick him to more of a support role. And I want my skills to really highlight the fact that he can be a support user or a support character. So I'm gonna have him with bow prowess. I'm gonna give him death blow at some point. I'm gonna have him go through brigand at some point to get him death blow. I might not actually have him master archer, solely because he already has hit plus 20, so I don't think he needs another hit plus 20. So what I'm thinking I'll probably do fighter into brigand and let him use bows while he's a brigand, and then go into sniper. I think that's what I'm gonna do, just so he can get death blow and stuff like that. I'm gonna give him poison strike, and so I learned about poison strike build from Chaz. FED was talking about Chaz, and what Chaz was talking about is he put poison strike on his Lawrence, on his, I think it was like a Dark Knight Lawrence, where Lawrence, he called him Mr. Chip, and he didn't do a lot of damage. He didn't really like kill things, but he was reliable. You know, he could take a couple of hits, he could stay on the front lines, and he would just get hits off and then use poison strike to deal more damage. And I think that's what I want Ignatz to do. I think for the few times that Ignatz is going to attack, he's going to be mostly dancing at that point. But I think when he attacks, giving him poison strike is just going to let him do even more damage, which is just going to help the rest of my team out because it's damage. And then so that's what I'm kind of playing off of. So he's going to have bow prowess, death blow, and then either bow crit or bow fair. So I give him bow fair while he's a dancer. I'm thinking about that. Otherwise, I might just use bow crit. Bow crit's most likely what we're going to be doing. There could also be another skill that goes there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. He's probably going to have something like stride as his gambit, as his battalion, a stride battalion, something like that. And then he's going to have special dance so that I can just keep buffing my characters whenever I dance for them. So he's really just going to be support. Like he's going to be support throughout the whole game. I think having somebody who can just help out isn't really going to be a nuisance. Like I feel like in easier modes you don't really need that because everyone can kind of take care of enemies on their own. But Maddening's a whole different story. So having a support character, having someone who can really just help me out, do some more from the back is going to be nice. So yeah, and that's just going to help him not drop off. That's the whole thing. I'm trying to cover that weakness of him not dropping off. And I think this is going to work out. I want a dancer anyways, so yeah, Ignatz is my dancer. I've got one more character slot too, so I could use another person as a dancer. Maybe someone like Ingrid. I could make Ingrid a dancer or Petra a dancer, and let Petra use Sword Avoid, be crazy, stuff like that. And then I could really just let Ignatz. I could let Ignatz stay as sniper with Hunter's Volley and Poison Strike and stuff like that. So that's something I'm going to think about for the final character slot. Is maybe another dancer, but right now I've got Ignatz. Ignatz is going to be my planned dancer. I'm going to have to increase his charm a little bit, but I think that'll be fine. I think it'll be doable. Sylvain, the free unit, because I am going to be playing Byleth female, so he just comes for free. Sylvain's super good. He comes with swift. He gets swift strikes, which is a really good ability, and Maddening specifically. I was planning at first to get him to use him as a Wyvern Lord, but I think because I've already got so many flyers, since I'm using Hilda, since I'm using Claude, and I've already got Byleth as a flyer, I really wanted to keep him off the ground and give him a different class, and also just really focus his lances. So I'm gonna make him a paladin. I'm just gonna let him go paladin only. Let him use lance fair. I'm wondering if there's any other classes I might want to let him go into. Specifically, maybe something like Armor Knight or Fortress Knight to give him more defense. Maybe I'll let him go. I'm probably going to let him go into Archer at some point so he can get hit plus 20. He's already got Death Blow from previous playthroughs, so I don't have to worry about getting that. Maybe instead of taking him Cavalier, I might take him Archer. I don't know if I want to do that though, because I might need him to be mounted as quick as possible. But we'll see. So he's just going to be Lance. He's going to be my Lance user. Using Lance of Ruin, using Swift Strikes, just dealing good damage. And this is also an experimental build of mine. And one of the huge inspirations of the weird class run, or that the weird class run is kind of inspiring me to do for this. So I'm going to talk about what his role is. He's going to be a frontliner. He's going to be taking a lot of damage. Like he's gonna be up in front. So I want him to be something that's pretty tanky. Um, so I might let him go to Fortress Knight just to give him Pavice, so he can take less damage. His dexterity. I don't know if I want to do that though because his dexterity growth is eh. I feel like that's the only issue with Pavice and Aegis is you need a really high dexterity for trigger rate, and I don't think having some like his dexterity is not gonna be really good enough that I'd rather not have like a chance of a low percent trigger rate. I'd rather have something that's just gonna work for me constantly. So he's gonna have Lance Prowess to help with his damage and everything. Death Blow to help with his damage. Lance Crit because to help with his damage, you know, stuff like that. And then for the last few slots, I'm gonna do some kind of combination of Aegis maybe, so he takes less chip damage from range attackers. Again, I might not do that because of the trigger rate of it. And then there's the two experimental roles. So just like Ignatz, I want to give him Poison Strike for early game specifically. Mainly just early game. I don't think I'm going to give him it late game. But I think Sylvain with Swift Strikes, with Tempest Lance at the beginning of the game with Poison Strike, he'll be able to kill everything or get everything down so it's so easy to kill. So he's gonna be one of the characters I'm gonna kind of like focus first to get him ready and make sure he's like ready to take on a lot of units. And then the characters I really need to train are taking longer to get ready. Maybe someone like Ignatz or something who's kind of weak. I will let him use maybe Tempest Lance or Swift Strikes, get the enemy down to low health. Poison Strike will help them get their health low, and then Ignatz can finish them off, get some experience, stuff like that. So I feel like Poison Strikes is gonna be really nice to help his damage output in the beginning, specifically because in Maddening mode you don't really double. So I don't expect to be one-shotting things. Even with Swift Strikes, I don't always want to be expecting to one-shot things. I'm gonna be pretty much going into Maddening mode expecting that every single enemy is gonna take me at least um, 1 or 2 units to kill. Like I'm gonna expect every single one to take me 1 or 2 units to kill. So that's why I'm putting Poison Strike on him at first, just to really help him get some more damage off. And then eventually I'm going to put Life Taker on him because Life Taker, I think, since he's going to be in the front line, since he's going to be doing a lot of damage using really powerful combat arts and weapons, so Swift Strikes, Lance of Ruin, Tempest Lance, stuff like that, he's likely to be getting a lot of kills too. And I think giving him Life Taker is going to help his survivability a lot because he's going to recover 50% HP of the damage he dealt. So that's just going to help. He's out in the front, he's killing a couple units, people are attacking him, he's attacking them. It's just going to help his longevity. Maybe I don't have to worry about healing him as much. He's going to just stay out there for longer. It's very experimental. I might have to put something else there. So his skill, I feel like his skills, he's got room. He's got room for different things. But Lance Prowess, Death Blow, I think Lance Crit are the ones that for sure I'm going to use. I might put Dexterity +4 on there as well. Or Hit +20. Those could be other ones that I use on there. I feel like I'm going to change his skills around a lot for the game. Maybe he'll be, I might give him Sword Breaker too to make him my #1 like assassin killer and swordmaster killer because I know those are very difficult enemies to fight in Maddening. So, yeah, I feel like Life Taker is kind of an experimental thing to help me, for him to help me kind of soak up damage more and be tankier. All right, Felix, the only actual character I have to recruit. I mean, there's 2 other characters I have to recruit, but I'm not really recruiting them. I'm kind of just like getting them on the team. So, Felix. Felix is going to be, I'm going to take him down the Grappler Warmaster route. I feel like that's normal for him to go. I feel like that's probably his best class. That's a lot of people kind of agree is his best class. And I'm just going to let him kill things. Just kill things. I thought about maybe taking him down Dark Bishop for the weird class run as well, but I don't think he's really gonna ever be in a position where he's fighting too many enemies where I think he's gonna take so much damage. Also, when he's in positions where he doesn't take a lot of damage with or he takes a lot of damage, I think quick riposte is going to be better, just so he can get the attack on first and just kill things before they kill him. That's just Felix. He's a killer. So I'm gonna have him in grappler. I'm gonna let him master War Master probably before he as soon as he gets ready for War Master, I'm gonna let him get into War Master, master that so he gets quick riposte, and then he's gonna be in grappler probably for the rest of the run. So you can use Fierce Iron Fist, kill things, do so much damage. My whole build is gonna be around him being as deadly with gauntlets as possible. Brawl prowess, brawl crit, death blow, quick riposte, and I'm probably gonna do brawl avoid on there as well. I might take him into. So I'm actually going to do one of two things. I'm either going to take him into War Monk and let him use Brawl Avoid, making him dodgier, or I'm going to let him master Warrior and give him Wrath, so that when he's 50 HP, not only does he attack before people because quick riposte, but he also gets an insane crit boost because of Wrath. So something like that, something that's going to help him. This is also an ability that, or not an ability, a skill that I might switch around. Maybe I'll put Lancebreaker on him. I could just something like put Lancebreaker on him and make him my main flyer killer. But I've also got like 2 archers, so I don't think I have to worry about having a flyer killer as much. I can also put Lancebreaker on Claude and just let him be the main flyer killer. So I'm not so worried about that. Maybe I'll put Tonebreaker, but I don't know if I want to put Tonebreaker. I'm not really a huge fan of the Breaker skills, so I don't think he's gonna really need that. I think just something like Brawl Avoid or Wrath will just help him out in a pinch, I guess. Just something to help him in a pinch. I can't really think of any other skills that could be super useful for him. Maybe some other blow ability like Armored Blow could be interesting. Um, or it could be weird. Take him Fortress Knight and give him Pavice. Since he's got the good decks, that could be interesting, I guess. It could be a weird one. It could be something I play with. But yeah, I think that's just some class he's gonna master. I'm just gonna get him in there, let him get some ability, something like that. We'll see. But he's just gonna be a killer. I'm just gonna let him do as much damage. Pretty much, Lysithea. He's gonna be the physical Lysithea. Lysithea is gonna do as much damage as he possibly can with magic. Felix is gonna do as much damage as he possibly can with his gauntlets, and he's also gonna have the Aegis shield, since he's gonna be in the front lines for the most part. Like he's gonna be pretty up there. So I'm gonna give him the Aegis shield just because why not? Give him durability. All right, into the DLC characters I'm gonna be using. Yuri, who is going to be my grounded sword dodge tank, sword avoid user, ground. He's also going to be a gambit user. I'm pretty much going to use Yuri as the same way as I'm going to be using Byleth. Just going to be as dodgy as he can be. Get him in good position so he can hit good gambits off. He's got Fetters of Drami, so he's going to have Kanto. I think he's got Kanto, Aegis, and Pavice, so he's going to be just really nice in the front lines. Gonna give him Death Blow and some other things to increase his damage so he can do a lot of damage. There's something here I need to have. Control. I forgot about Sword Crit. I feel like Sword Crit is also going to be really nice for him to have. So maybe he'll have it over Authority Prowess. Again, I don't know how crucial Authority Prowess will actually be for me. So that might be something I do. But he's just going to be a dodge tank user. Pretty much the same as Byleth. I'm going to let him be Trickster and Assassin, kind of jump between the two. He's going to have Stealth, so he's not going to get targeted as much. And he's just going to be kind of like a flanker, run around, help me kill things. Yeah. Like Trickster, because Foul Play will be a fun combat art, and that can really save my ass, I feel like. I feel like that could really save my ass in a couple of chapters, so I can have him switch between, Trickster. And then switch between Assassin, just to give him some more damage. Maybe Lethality will trigger for him if he's Assassin. Either way, he's going to have Stealth, so he's not going to get targeted as much. I think she's just gonna live a long time and be able to do good damage and just be like really effective. He's the fastest character in the game. He's got the highest speed growth of any character in the game, and letting him go swords is gonna get even increase that. So he's probably gonna max out his speed. Honestly, I hope so. I hope he can max out his speed. And then I'm gonna give him everything I can to increase his avoid. So sword prowess gives you and better avoid. Duelist blow gives avoid plus 20 when you initiate combat. Sword avoid just more avoidance. Death blow for more damage, and then sword crit probably for more damage, or authority prowess for gambits. I think I'm leaning towards actually sword crit. I think the authority prowess will not be it. The more I think about it, I feel like the least effective they will be on my whole team. But that's kind of play it by ear. And then last but not least, because there's one more character I've got to figure out. As I'll figure it out. Last but not least, Balthus. Balthus is going to be my tank. He is going to be my damage absorber, my sponge. He is going to be the big, bulky, buff guy that gets hit a lot. That's going to be in the choke points. I'm going to send him forward and say, good luck. Don't die. And this whole build is going to center around that too. Like this whole build is going to center around that. I'm actually going to move this here because I don't know. Again, the trigger rates, I don't know how much I'm going to use Pavise. But he's going to be a grappler, a War Master. He's going to do the same thing as Felix, go into War Master to get quick riposte. Pretty much sit in grappler, or he'll sit in Fortress Knight. And I don't know which one yet. I feel like I'm starting to lean a little bit more towards Fortress Knight, just so I can have somebody who can take a lot of defense, or who can get a lot of defense. I also might let him just class into Fortress Knight to give him a defense boost, and then let him go back to Grappler. I feel like Grappler is really going to patch up his speed more, and with Fierce Iron Fist, he's already got a really good attack stat and attack growth. I feel like that's just going to be, he could be another Felix, not quite as deadly, but also a lot bulkier. And he's going to have his gauntlet crest weapon. Is that, did I say it right? His crest weapon. What is the word for it? I know there's a different word for it, but I'm just spacing it. Yeah, he's gonna be pretty much Felix but tankier. That's the whole build. So he's gonna have Death Blow, Brawl, Prowess, Quick Riposte, and then the last one's gonna be something like Pavise, maybe Axe Prowess if I'm gonna have him use axes more. Specifically, if he's Fortress Knight, I'm probably gonna have him give him Axe Prowess. Although I might keep him as Fortress Knight with gauntlets. I feel like that'd be funny. And gauntlets are actually fast enough that they can let him attack twice. He's gonna have a guaranteed attack twice. So I feel like that's just been something I've been thinking about is Fortress Knight with gauntlets on to really kind of get rid of the whole issue with speed just by guaranteed double attack with gauntlets. Slap on some killer gauntlets, give him brawl crit or something like that. Speaking of which, yeah, I don't know if he's gonna use axes or gauntlets more. So I'm actually gonna do this. Control cut, control paste. Wrong side, but whatever. So yeah, I don't know if he's gonna use axes or gauntlets more. I think I'll kind of play it by ear. He's gonna be training both, so I feel like he's gonna be switching between the two as well. You know, I'm probably gonna let him go into Archer at some. I'm gonna let him get to Archer at some point so he can get hit plus 20 to the game. Is gonna be nice. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, he's just gonna be a tank. He's just gonna be a sponge. So then that leads me to the last character. And what will I need? I think I could either use another. I don't know. I feel like I feel like I've covered everything. I feel like with my whole team layout, I've got enough people on the front lines. I've got a lot of people who are flexible and can be killers and do a lot of damage. I've got two good dodge tanks. I've got a good amount of backline support. And then I've also got some of the early game helpers like Catherine, Manuela, maybe Manuela. Like maybe she could be another healer. I don't think she gets physics, so I don't know about that. But early game helpers, I'm really going to be focusing like Shamir and Catherine. I feel like I'll just let them join me in some chapters if I really need the help. Catherine specifically. So Catherine could take the last spot, but I feel like I've got everything covered in terms of like what Catherine would do for me at the end. So maybe I'll take another healer. Maybe I'll recruit Mercedes and just let her be the healer and like the main healer with Fortify and stuff like that. Maybe Mercedes. Maybe I will recruit another dancer like Ingrid. I feel like Ingrid could be another good dancer. Give her physic. Let her use physic. Give her sword avoid. Give her a sword prowess. Alert stance. Slap her out there. Let her dance. Could do that. Or Petra. Ingrid or Petra could do that. Just let them be my main dancer. Um, or even Dorothea. I could recruit Dorothea, let her be a dancer, give her physic too. It's probably Ingrid or Dorothea, because they both get physic. I think I'd probably do Ingrid just for the sword avoid. I don't know. Could be dancer. Could get a healer. I could also get another backline mage. I'd probably use Constance there. Constance or Dorothea. Let her be a backline mage. Let one of them be a backline mage. Slap her on Constance, be a dark flyer. Dorothea be a warlock, Gremory. Let them attack with bolting / meteor. Attack from afar. Pretty much the same thing as Lysithea. Or maybe I'll get another unit to be a Fortress Knight. If I have Balthus stay as a grappler, maybe I could take someone like Ferdinand and put him as a Fortress Knight. Maybe I use Sedith as a Fortress Knight. I feel like that could be useful. I could turn Sedith. Once I get Sedith, I could turn him Fortress Knight and let him just soak up a lot of damage. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. It's worth it, at least. I don't know if there's anything I'd want to do with Lorenz. Probably not. I feel like I've already got the support role figured out with Ignatz. So, maybe a dancer. I think I'm going to do possibly a dancer. Fortress. Knight / tank. Backline. Mage. Etc. I've already got my dodge tanks filled out, so I feel like I've pretty much covered all my bases here. So maybe it'll just be another character that people recommend using in Maddening. It could be. It could really be anybody at this point. It could really be anybody. Maybe it will be a pre-promote unit or something, like Sedith, like Catherine. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, currently. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Who knows? One more spot, but yeah, I'm excited for the Maddening run. Again, it's not gonna be for a little while because first I'm gonna have my weird class run. I'm really excited for that run too. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be really silly. So yeah, I will have plenty of time to really think about this last slot. Also, change up anything as I keep watching videos, as I keep theory crafting. I'll be able to change up this kind of Maddening build, but I feel like I've got a really good base already. Like I've got a really good team for the run, and I feel like I'm gonna have all my units pretty much at the beginning of the game. Yuri and Balthus will come later, but Felix I can get pretty early on. Sylvain I can get automatically, and then Ignatz, Marianne, Lysithea, Leonie, Hilda, Claude, and Byleth will all be first chapter. So, the first chapter with the battle the first prologue battle, I've actually got 5 slots. I'm probably gonna use Byleth, Claude, Hilda, Leone, Marianne. I don't know if I'd use Lysithea. Or would I? I don't know. Well, I've already got too many people for that chapter ready. Probably Lysithea, I guess. She's got heal. I'm gonna probably use her and let her be the healer for that game. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys, I hope this is interesting to you. I hope my kind of theory crafting and my ideas, one, inspire you, two, is interesting to you, kind of getting another viewpoint. Um, if you have been doing maddening runs, and if you have been, if you have more input for this team for this maddening run, put it in the comments below. I'm open to kind of change my team around. If you think like I'm making a mistake with Leone by, let's say something like, yeah, Leone. Let's say, no, don't put bows on Leone. Put her on a lance, make her a paladin, let her go in the front lines with Sylvain. Okay, I'd be okay with doing that too. I mean, that could help me out. I've thought about that actually too. I thought about doing that. That was my first idea, but I decided to put her on bows. But yeah, if you guys have any other ideas of what I could do, specifically with his last character, of one more like of what I could really do with his last slot here, because there's a lot I could really fill here. Like I could really put anything here. Just one more character that really kind of fills in any gaps of this team. I'd love to hear it. I feel like I've got everybody. I guess another thing I thought about right now is I could do Ferdinand and build him the same as Sylvain and just do double Swift Strikes, double Cavalier. That could be helpful, and maybe I could turn Ferdinand into more of the Fortress Knight build. I could actually turn him Fortress Knight, so Ferdinand's an idea there. I also just love Ferdinand. I love his character so much. Catherine or Cetus. Students-wise, I'm probably thinking somebody like Ingrid, Petra for Dancer. Fortress Knight tank. Ferdinand. Ferdinand probably is the tank. I don't think of anybody else. Ferdinand. Tank. Dorothea. Constance. Maybe Happy, too. I could do Happy as well. But I like Lysithea. I feel like Lysithea is pretty much just what Happy is, but better. So I feel like I'd rather have something else than Happy. Different unit. Ferdinand, maybe. Lorenz, actually. The more I think about it, maybe I could do something with Lorenz. I mean, he'd be a mage, but I could put him in the front with magic. Maybe not. Dorothea, Constance, mage, etc. Just thoughts. As you can see, I've got plenty to work with. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was fun. I know it's a long video. I've been talking for a long time, but this is something I'm excited about. Hope you guys are excited about this too. I cannot wait for these runs. Like I'm actually like so pumped for these runs. It's actually ruining my enjoyment of Path of Radiance right now because I'm just like, I just want to play 3 houses, dude. Just want to play 3 houses. I love Fire Emblem. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one, and I will see you especially when I start doing those challenge runs. I'll see you there.